Hello everyone. Well, another year is winding down. And much of it has also been spent with my Nintendo Switch here, so like I have done every year since I've gotten it, I'm gonna detail my experience, and as you can tell, I've been primarily using like my Zelda Joy-Cons, which I've been trying to get for a while now, and I'm not gonna be going over every release of the year, but I will be going over what I primarily played aid to help get me through another year of high highs, low lows, and midpoints. So, let's begin. So, the year began with what's easily my favorite game of the year, Pokemon Legends Arceus, which was definitely one of the most unique takes on the long-running series I've seen in some time, which borrows most clearly but cleverly from the likes of Breath of the Wild and some Western open world titles such as Rockstar's Over. We'll be coming back to the parallels shared, and even though another one may not have quote unquote wow me as much as this one, it definitely is an interesting case study how the same developer in the same year can make two very different takes on the same basic design concept. Yeah. Kirby and Forgotten Land in March was definitely a standout, and as that was the big title of that month, we have the first full-on 3D Kirby game to kick off the 30th anniversary of the franchise. I'll definitely be doing like another video to help wrap that up in this year up as well, hopefully soon. And because I'm not sure I want to spill over into 2023, because I want the release of Return to Dreamland Deluxe to be the end of that personally, and I will say that that between that and Crystal Shards coming to 2064 Online, I'll get to more of that in a bit, is definitely a 3D Kirby title. But that also adds a list of them just nailing their first leap into 3D with Ocarina of Time, Mario 64, Metro Prime, and other key examples. I also added Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the best-selling game on the system, to my collection, just in having the Booster Course Pass to go live. And 3 ways later, I could definitely say that it's definitely an enjoyable title and easily another great iteration of Mario Kart. I don't expect to see a full-on 9th installment until we get a full-on new SKU, and I also don't expect a full-on new SKU for a while at least. Especially not able to confirm what I've heard, but I'm guessing going to bypass as enhanced model and in favor of just making the Switch Mark II or whatever. Which doesn't surprise me. The company's got a long history iterating on what they've got, and I've argued before it's not the power you have to display, but how you use it. Yeah. Quarter 3 of the year definitely saw two major titles being expending expensive time with. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga Collection. I talked about it a couple times. I definitely tend to give a look at some of the individual games on here in the coming year. And Splatoon 3, which, connectivity issues aside, is easily the best of the trilogy, and barring a definitive edition of the first game, I think this would be a good note to end the series on because now every franchise has to run on as long as Mario or Zelda, which would be a good segue to my next topic. Yeah. And quarter 4, for better or for worse, my main title I've been spending a lot of time with is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And while there has indeed been a lot of discourse over whether or not about the processing power, the development time was enough, there's also been a lot of people who want to stick up for the titles, like me, because I can definitely verify that I've played and reviewed far worse, and will play and review far worse in the near future. Like I said before, it may not have wowed me the same way as Legends Arceus have in terms of a Pokemon game open world design concept, but I would definitely give it, based on what I've played so far, a 4 out of 5 at least. Which is more or less what happened when I played Sword and Shield, and then the expansion pass came out the following year. And I don't know about this Kalos expansion that people are talking about either. However, I could see next quality of life updates being announced fairly soon. Who knows, at least. Yeah. It's the online expansion pass. All I can say about it right now is what a difference time makes. On top of the more Sega titles being put on there with the Genesis or Mega Drive for those of you in Japan and Europe, they've expanded a lot of from the N64 side as well, with Majora's Mask, the original Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Puzzle League, F-Zero X, and the big announcement and being on top of like the first two Mario Party games, first two Pokemon Stadium games, got so like Pilot Wings, Rave Race, and of course the granddaddy of many late nights multiplayer shooter, GoldenEye 007. And barring any last minute stealth drop, maybe it'll be a nice present March 31st, early 2023. This happens sometimes, but between that and Tears of the Kingdom, it's kind of astonishing how those somehow weren't the biggest news events of that day, especially given what happened to the Queen. I still wish anyone who happens to be living there the best this difficult time. Yeah. And to close things out, here are a couple titles I got from the Gearbox box sale as part of a Christmas present from my father. So, Tales from the Borderlands, one of my favorite spin-offs in the series from Telltale, and Duke Nukem 3D World Tour, a classic in the first-person shooter. I especially like how it has extra content was actually cut from previous releases, so whatever happens with the system going forward, whether it's a full-on upgrade or they just keep doing what they're doing, I look forward to another fun year for the system, and I will see you all again soon. Take care, everyone.